You might assume that a high intellect naturally prevents you from making bad decisions. In reality, a sharp mind can be the very thing that prevents you from seeing your own mistakes. High processing power doesn't stop you from making errors. It just means your brain is exceptionally skilled at generating sophisticated excuses to defend your ego after the fact. We have one circle representing raw intelligence and a separate one for clear thinking. They are completely distinct cognitive functions. When you rely entirely on raw intellect, your brain often overrides clarity, pushing the facts aside in favor of a complex rationalization. Recognizing this internal sabotage is the first step to fixing it. Here are 5 clinical signs that your intellect is secretly working against you. Sign number 1 is analysis paralysis. This flowchart shows how a brilliant mind can map out endless variables and potential outcomes, looping through data indefinitely, while avoiding the tiny box at the end labeled action. Your brain registers the act of collecting data as work. It feels like forward momentum, but it is often just a high-level form of stalling. This leads to sign number 2, confusing familiarity with mastery. You can read a dozen books on how to manage anxiety or build confidence, but understanding the mechanics doesn't mean you can execute the skill in a real conversation. Reading about a difficult concept is safe. Putting it into practice requires you to step into a messy reality where failure is an immediate possibility. This bar chart compares perceived competence with actual behavioral change. When you rely strictly on theory, your sense of mastery skyrockets, while your behavior remains the same. Your brain accepts the theory as a substitute for doing the work. The result is a cycle where you endlessly theorize and prepare. Your intellect builds a comfortable buffer to avoid the friction of real-world action. Sign 3 occurs when being the smart person becomes a core part of your identity. When your ego is tied to your intellect, your mind seals itself off to protect that image. If being smart is who you are, then being wrong feels like a threat to your survival. Instead of exploring opposing ideas with curiosity, you immediately switch into defense mode. That need for control leads to sign 4, manufacturing complexity. Highly intelligent people routinely build elaborate frameworks and over-optimize simple, mundane tasks. Here, a straight path from point A to point B fractures into dozens of looping dead ends labeled optimization. Complexity acts as a smokescreen, allowing you to avoid the responsibility of making a single, definitive choice. Adding these layers rarely solves the actual problem. It just generates cognitive noise, giving you a false sense of control over a situation you're overcomplicating. Clear thinking requires you to strip away the unnecessary complexity and let go of your ego, a process that many intelligent people find deeply threatening. The 5th sign is an inability to look inward. If you have high pattern recognition, spotting the flaws and contradictions in other people's arguments is effortless. But those outward observational skills do not naturally translate into self-awareness. Your mind operates like a security camera that is blinded by its own shadow. To protect itself, your brain deploys a double standard. It uses your intellect to justify why you repeat a bad habit, while you simultaneously judge someone else for doing the exact same thing. Raw intelligence does not remove your blind spots. It simply ensures that the excuses you make to maintain them are much more persuasive. The goal of an active mind shouldn't be endless processing or ego defense. Intellect is meant to be a tool for achieving an accurate perception of reality. To get there, you have to actively question your own assumptions. You need to catch yourself in the act, flagging the moments where your deep thinking is just a mask for avoidance. A powerful mind only produces better results when it stops defending its ego and stays open to the evidence that proves it wrong. Take a look at your own habits today. Is your intellect helping you move forward, or has it silently become a very comfortable trap?